What's up, everybody? Happy Horror Wednesday. Hope everybody's doing great on this lovely Horror Wednesday, I should say. Just got back from doing a little thrifting. On Wednesdays, I go pick up more stock for the store. I have a store on Macari.com. You can find me on there if you're ever interested. I got some horror movies and a bunch of other different items on there, mostly media, Blu-ray, so forth. You can find me on Macari if you have Macari app. On the flipping gains. Hope to see you there. If not, but this is part 2 of Bring It Back to the 80s, where I'm doing a series of videos. I know I got another 2 after this. I think I'm gonna keep going with some other genres and so forth. Maybe some westerns like Young Guns. I might even do it early to mid 90s videos on Bring It Back to the 90s or something like that. I'll give it a nice little fresh title. So today we're doing in part 2 of Bring It Back to the 80s with Blaze Horror is Porky's. And do comedy around this time. Those of you who came up in the 80s, roughly around my age, 50, 51, you may already be down and know about this film. This is great times. This is one of those, if you watch this and you don't look at the year and you were born, say, in the 90s or whatever, you probably just say, yep, they made that movie in the 80s, didn't they? What a great high school fun time. Typical group of guys, what are they going to be doing while running around high school and after school? Going to be chasing the girls, right? So, and I'll tell you what, if you're not over the age 18, wait till you get a little bit older to view this, or talk to your parents, mainly your father. Let him decide, because it is rated R. They hold nothing back, like I always say in the 80s. There wasn't too many restrictions. Talk about vulgar language, blood and guts beyond belief in films and television shows. And then we had the teen high school comedies. I mean, they show everything. But it's a great film. If you haven't seen it, look up the trailer. It might spark an interest for you. Alright, so next on the list is Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club came out in 1985. It is still to this day my #1 high school teenage comedy drama. I say the drama part because they are dealing with each one of these kids are dealing with some kind of issues at home with their parent and or parents. So not only is it funny and a fun watch, but it also has it touches base on some, when you're a teenager, and if you don't get to share everything with your friends or openly, and you meet some strangers and you're pouring your heart out. Once again, it's still to this day my #1 1980s comedy teen film, starring Judd Nelson, Ali Sheedy, Anthony Michael Hall, which he was recently, if you've seen, Halloween Kills, he plays Tommy. He's got the baseball bat. So let's give a shout out to Anthony Michael Hall. Great work, buddy. Emilio Estevez, whom is he played Billy the Kid in the Young Guns series. I want to say they came out in the early 90s or maybe even late 80s. Maybe the first one came out in like 89. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. And then Molly Ringwald, Molly Ringwald appeared in, if you didn't see The Breakfast Club or many movies with her from the 80s, you might have watched Stephen King's The Stand, the real Stand version, not the remake. And she appeared in that. She was great in that. Um, Next on the list is probably not only mine, but probably everybody else out there viewing. Favorite kid comedy adventure film. And that's The Goonies, which also came out the same year The Breakfast Club did, 1985. I remember going to see this in the theater with my pop. And my pop liked going to the movies. All the old Brooklyn guys like going to the theaters. I always just figured it was a good place to hide out for a while, a couple hours, not be seen. But yeah, The Goonies, I mean, what more can I say? Hands down the greatest 1980s teenage adventure film. Great dialogue. They all did a wonderful job. Corey Feldman, Data, this kid, right? Yeah, Data, one with all the little gadgets. He also appeared in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. He was Indiana Jones' sidekick. I thought he was great in that movie. I couldn't stop laughing with that kid. What a cool, I mean, good times in the movies back in the day. Next up, we have, and last but not least, the fourth of this episode of Bring It Back to the 80s. Some Kind of Wonderful. High school teen drama. Now, even though it's a drama, don't let it fool you. It's not a boring film. It's fun. They don't base it on, like, every scene is going to be like, oh, woe is me type scene or something like that. Because drama movies can be like that. It's a cool high school movie. It will. I brings some people back and brings back their memories. It brings back my memories during recess in the mornings. You got one group over here is the Guidos. We had the skateboarders. We had the burnouts, you know, the metalheads, the jocks, the preps, the nerd kids. And in this movie, I mean, you don't really see much of those kind of like around anymore. It's my dog. Got to be a pain in my butt. So, I mean, to me, like when I was going to school, I'm not knocking today's generations, but school was like an adventure and a different type of fun time. Especially back in the 80s, 70s, into the 80s. So many diverse, different teenage groups. You know, as far as like jocks and so forth, metalheads. I mean, I was a metalhead. I mean, because it was just fun. It was good times, great music. So, yeah, Some Kind of Wonderful. I'll give you a brief bio on it. Leah Thompson from Back to the Future. She's, you know, she likes to get involved with the rich kids, the popular, so forth. He's got the biggest crush on her. He comes from a small house in a small side of town. So does she, but she's kind of like tries to hide it. He could care less. You know, he knows, like, he's one of the people, I'm a good person. I let people, you know, judge, blah, blah, blah. And then this is his best friend. This girl, she plays the drums. And she's cool. She doesn't take no dirt for no guys or nothing. But he winds up going out with her, and she gets jealous and heartbroken. But by the end of the movie, it turns around. And the movie ends with her with this big smile on her face. I don't want to give you any spoilers, so you can imagine just by me saying that how the movie ends. It's a great high school drama. If you haven't seen it, like I always say, look it up on YouTube. You might like what you see. Once again, I thank you for viewing my content. Have a safe, happy, and productive horror Wednesday night. Be sure to put on a horror movie when your day is over. Kick back. You want to sleep comfortably, watch a good horror is what I always say. And until next, feel free to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you get the next videos that are coming up in this series. The next one's gonna be probably like some more drama and serious type films. But yeah, I got some good ones though. You'll like them. So I'll see you next time, and until next time, have a horror great time.